Did you know that since the inception of the Pokémon trading card game, Bulbasaur has only ever been featured on 22 different Pokémon cards? In this video we will be going over all the Bulbasaur cards that have ever been released. But before we get started, go grab a cup of tea or a coffee because this is going to be a long one. To get started, we have the base set Bulbasaur card released in Japan in October of 1996. This card had its illustration done by a man named Mitsuhiro Erita, who was a freelance illustrator. Mitsuhiro has made countless illustrations for the Pokémon card game since its inception in 1996. It is also notable that 3 years after its release, this card was reprinted with the artwork of a man named Yuki Tanaka, a winner of the Korokoro Pokémon photo contest. In February of the year 2000, the card became available again when released in the second base set expansion pack. And in May of the year 2002, this card was also made available in the Legendary Collection pack. The second card we have is the Vending S1 card. The Vending S1 card is very special because unlike regular expansion packs where a player could receive a number of cards from a booster pack, these cards were only obtainable on randomized sheets dispensed from vending machines in Japan. Becoming available in March of 1998, these glossy sheets with Pokémon cards became quite popular for promotion events until about 2001. Continuing on, we have Erika's Bulbasaur card. This card is one of the most uncommon cards on this list and was released in the Gym Heroes expansion pack in October of 1998. Almost a year later, in Japan, this card was reprinted with artwork done by the same illustrator, Ken Sugimori, who had illustrated the first card. This reprinted Bulbasaur was an unnumbered promotional card that was released in the Gym Challenge expansion pack. The next card we have was released in July of 1999. Based on Pokémon Yellow, the Bulbasaur Deck 1 card was a relatively basic Bulbasaur card released as part of the intro pack. The intro pack was a Japanese exclusive half deck of cards that was conceived to introduce youngsters to the trading card game. This pack of cards included tutorials with full explanations on how to play the trading card game. Following the release of Pokémon Crystal, in December of 2001, there were another 2 Bulbasaur cards that were made available. These were the Expedition 94 and 95 Pokémon cards. This Expedition expansion pack was the first main expansion pack from the E-card series of the Pokémon trading card game. In this era it was not uncommon to find Pokémon cards with e-readers on them. These cards could be used along with a Game Boy Advance in order to unlock new features in existing Game Boy games. These 2 Bulbasaur cards in particular were used to play melodies within a Melody Box game. Moving on to the next card, we have the McDonald's Deck 1 Pokémon I card. With its e-reader Pokédex entry coming from Pokémon Silver. This card was relatively abundant but released exclusively in Japanese McDonald's restaurants for a limited time in 2002. From January 26 to February 24, each Happy Meal purchased included a booster pack containing 6 cards, including at least 1 holo foil card and at least 1 basic energy card. For our 8th card we have the EX Team Magma vs Team Aqua card. First originating as a Japanese promotional card, this card was released through a Meiji Chocolate campaign in February of 2004. With its Pokédex entry coming from Pokémon Gold, this card was released as part of the Team Magma vs Team Aqua expansion pack, the 4th main expansion of cards from the EX series of the Pokémon trading card game. Progressing on, Flight of Legends is the name given to the 6th main expansion pack of cards in which the next 2 Bulbasaur promotional cards were released. Inspired by the main series games taking place in the Kanto region, the EX Fire Red and Leaf Green 54 and 55 cards were released in August of 2004. These 2 cards were also featured in the Venusaur Charizard and Blastoise random constructed starter decks, which were half decks focused on the Generation 1 starter Pokémon and their evolutions. Released in August of 2005, this Pop Series 2 card was made available through a Pokémon Organized Play event. Pokémon Organized Play events, often abbreviated as POP, are official gatherings of players of the trading card game and the main series Pokémon games. This Pop promotional card was released by Nintendo as part of the first ever promotional set in the Pop series to be shown at a Pokémon TCG World Championship. Every modern Pop set now follows this tradition of being shown at the event. The next couple of cards we have are the Crystal Guardians 45 and 46 cards. Released in March of 2006, these cards were part of the 14th main expansion pack of cards to ever be released as part of the EX series. Curiously enough, the concept art of this pack was based on a mysterious island far from the city of Holon, a region that was introduced and explored exclusively in the Pokémon trading card game. This region was inhabited by both regular and Delta species of Pokémon. Furthermore, this first Crystal Guardians Bulbasaur holds a secret, being that when this card is placed next to the Crystal Guardians Ivysaur, it forms a complete picture. The Secret Wonders 77 is our next card. With its Pokémon entry coming from Pokémon Diamond and Pearl, this card was released in Japan in July of 2007 as part of the Shining Darkness pack. As part of the Pokémon Diamond and Pearl series, this card was part of an expansion pack featuring Generation 4 Pokémon. The name of this pack in English was Secret Wonders, while in Japan it was called Shining Darkness. For number 15, we have the Supreme Victor's 93 Bulbasaur. Similar to the previous two Bulbasaur, this card was based on the game Pokémon Platinum. Pokémon Platinum, just like Pokémon Diamond and Pearl, was situated in the Sinnoh region. As part of the third main expansion pack of cards from the Platinum series, this Bulbasaur was released in March of 2009. Titled Beat of the Frontier in Japan, this expansion pack also featured Generation 4 Pokémon from the Sinnoh region. With yet another Bulbasaur from the Diamond and Pearl era, we have the Promo 30 card. Being made available alongside the Galactic's Conquest expansion packs, this card was made available from October of 2008 to August of 2009. This Bulbasaur was the last of 4 cards released as part of the Pokémon 10th anniversary celebrations throughout the years 2008 and 2009. Those who shopped at the Pokémon Center in Japan from April 4, 2009 to April 17 would receive this card for free. With only 5 Bulbasaur remaining, we have the Dark Explorers Bulbasaur, released in December of 2011. As part of the Black and White series, this card was part of an expansion pack featuring Generation 5 Pokémon. Additionally, in November of 2017, this Bulbasaur card was made available through Build-A-Bear workshops. Customers, both in person and online, were given a stamped variant of this card when purchasing a Bulbasaur Build-A-Bear. The given cards would have the store's logo printed in the bottom left corner of the card's illustration. For the next card, we have a Pokémon Black and White promotional card that was made available from December 2010 to September 2013. This Bulbasaur was released as a promo card in a 10-card pack, released during the March 2012 Gym Challenge. Surprisingly enough, during this time, other promotional packs were scheduled to be released as part of the Japanese 2011 World Championship Series, but all associated events were cancelled due to the Tohoku earthquake in March of 2011. Continuing on, we have a very special Bulbasaur. Released as part of the Shining Legends expansion pack in July of 2017, this pack of cards uniquely features shiny variants of Pokémon. After its initial release, this card was put in family-sized General Mills cereal boxes with the potential of being a sequin holo variant. Years later, when reprinted in the French McDonald's collection, this Bulbasaur was also given a confetti holofoil variant. For the third to last Bulbasaur on this list, we have the Detective Pikachu card. As part of the Sun and Moon series, this Bulbasaur was released in anticipation of the live-action Pokémon movie, Detective Pikachu. Unlike regular expansions, the expansions that this Bulbasaur was available in could not be purchased individually from booster boxes. Instead, it was only made available in various set-related merchandise. The Pokémon that were featured in these packs were the ones that appeared in the movie and had their 3D models done by the visual effects studios who worked on the film. For our 21st Bulbasaur, we have another Sun and Moon promotional card being released between 2016 and 2021. As a Sun and Moon Black Star promo, this Bulbasaur was available in various stores holding events to celebrate the release of the Detective Pikachu film. This Bulbasaur was given away at various toy stores around the world, including Walmarts in the US, Mr. Toys and Toymates in Australia, Waterstones in the United Kingdom, Eason and Sons in Ireland, and Toys R Us stores in Canada. For our final Bulbasaur, we have the Pokémon Go card released in June of 2022. Becoming available as part of the Pokémon Go expansion pack and gift campaign, this card yields artwork done by a man named Soso, a man with many well-known Pokémon illustrations to his name. Later on, this Bulbasaur was reprinted as a Sword and Shield promotional card with artwork by Shibuzo, and was made available in the Pokémon Go Pin collection. This elegant Sword and Shield promotional print illustrates Bulbasaur holding onto a gift, an item available in the Pokémon Go game. Well, there you have it, all the Bulbasaur Pokémon cards that have ever been released. I know that was a lot of information to cover, but if you enjoyed the video, and you would like me to make more of these videos in the future, comment down below which Pokémon you would want me to do next. Thank you all so much for watching and don't forget to subscribe for the next one.